Okay, now I'm really hoping that the stream is live now, and we can move on with the tournament. And today is it's the fourth one, and they actually should be finishing about now the last game, and we can move on to the last part, which is top 4. We have the similar names here that we have seen many times, and in a second when they finish the game, we will go on to the winner finals. But actually I already know the winner finals, so I can create um, create the session. And the winners finals today is between Pythagoras and Strategas, which all names we have seen before. So let's see, we have here, and if I remember correctly, they were playing the Nadas. So this is winners finals. Now this is first to 3, and while I'm talking, good Lord Est 1, 2 to 0, and thank you Wife Lord, for taking part in the tournament. And now we can move on with the tournament. Anyway, I'm ending the group stage. We're going on to the last stage, and while we are waiting for them to connect, I can move on with this part here. Okay, so at the moment Pythagoras has joined, but I'm still waiting for Strategas. I'm really hoping that he is ready. And since the brackets are actually done and there is no point waiting here, let's see if I can get the brackets on the screen here. At the final stage. So let's switch to the brackets for a moment. And here you can see that the winner finals is Strategas Pythagoras today, and Syncon and Good Lord Est are waiting in the loser side. Anyway, let's see if okay, so now the Syncon and Strategas once again are using the NASA's PlayStation 4, to take part in this tournament. And once again, we are giving away points, to winners of these things. And Strategas has won all 3 Tekken online tournaments so far. And this weekend, actually, we had, tournament in Latvia, and as you can see on the screen at the moment, this is the Tekken 7 standings after the Latvian tournament, which Ruski won really convincingly, turning 2-0 into a 6-0, 18 rounds pretty much straight win, and collecting another 300 points. And Strategas and Syncon is now on 3rd and 4th place, and Pythagoras actually on the 5th place, and Good Lord Est on the 6th place. So all 4 players in top 4 today are in top 6 in overall rankings as well. So that's actually quite interesting to see, because 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th player are here at the moment. Anyway, it seems that Strategas has joined, and we are almost ready to go. I'm just hoping that the online part just keeps up with the thing. And after this, we yeah, Rasky just says it wasn't convincingly. It was convincingly because almost eliminated doesn't mean anything if you win 6 games in a row, 15 rounds straight, and from the last 18 rounds you only give away 3 rounds. So that is pretty much definition of convincingly. Yeah, it's true that if one of my favorite moments actually from the stream is if you go back and Yunfei goes 2-0 ahead, he actually does a little pop off, saying pretty much I win, which is always a bad sign. Never pop off too early, never deep back too early, these things usually come bite you in the ass, and Rusky showed exactly, what will happen. Anyway, but today, we have 4 other players here, not Rasky, not Yunfei, but Strategas and Pythagoras, Syncon and Cool Lord Est, all players who are hungry to get things done. And anyway, we are on the loading screen here, and on the left side, we are having a Strategas who pretty much now has converted over to Dragunov from Mixoyo. I'm guessing he feels, that he feels that Dragunov has more options, which I agree with. And here we go, 0-0, and game has started. So now is a question, because so far when they have met, Pythagoras has lost, and if you remember the previous streams, Pythagoras pretty much, made gifts. Like it was his birthday. So my question is, oh, sweeps are blocked, but Lily sweep is so annoying, is slow that sometimes it's actually quite weirdly effective in many ways. Anyway, I'm having all these screens open here, and if you want to see the brackets, you can. Oh, dropped the rage heart. Hey, not rage heart, but rage drive, and Breed got it. And Breed got it back. Stole. I don't know if it's a stole round, but Pythagoras was able to clutch it out. And Pythagoras is in a similar boat as me. We are juggling a lot of different fighting games, and at one point, we actually should decide what game we want to play, and Pythagoras still hasn't decided if he's a Soul Calibur player, if he's a Tekken player, if he's a Dead or Alive player, a Mortal Kombat player. And right now Pythagoras takes second round, so Strategas is a little bit, I don't know, clustered, maybe searching something. He tries maybe to smother Pythagoras, but oh, that is guaranteed. And the setups and the combo. Oh, Pythagoras did into a two glide setup there, but it doesn't matter. Strategas is almost plus frames now. Last pixel for Strategas, and it all depends. Can Breed? Oh, that's punishable, but Breed choked, and that actually Pythagoras choke, and that actually might mean that the whole game is going away, because now Strategas just, oh, there was a gift, but no whiff punish there. No whiff punish. That's the thing you shouldn't be giving away, no matter what. Oh, just so many buttons, so many things happening on the screen. It's a little bit chaotic. Oh, that's a nice cancel. That Lily's while standing 3 crushes a lot of stuff. Oh, one more hit, and that doesn't matter. Pythagoras takes the first game. Pythagoras goes into lead, 1-0. That is surprising, I have to admit, because so far, when they have met during these tournaments, it hasn't, turned out that well for Pythagoras, although they have been, in final rounds before. So uh, I don't know, but oh, and in the group stage, Pythagoras took out Syncon 2-1 as well, and as you see before, Syncon is fourth in the overall standings as well. So points actually matter here, and if, for example, Unfei is successful in another offline tournament or something, then the scores and everything will be turned around, and we have unseen force like Härra Lahe still here, who was able to take second place in one of the tournaments here, and I'm hoping he's coming back to play these one tournaments. Today was the first time we had a Zachary join, Tekken 7 um, ranks here, because that is actually his game, but he hasn't played this game so far. Running 2 also promised to join for the next step, so we are getting more players involved here, and then hopefully it gets more interesting towards the end, because as per the rules, 7 players can get to the finals by the points, and the last one from the last chance qualifier, which is which is before the finals. Anyway, at the moment, let's see, we are now. Oh, they didn't change sides, which is easier for me. Strategas is now behind one game, but it's still a long way to go, because we are doing best of 5. Best of 5. So I'm hoping personally that Strategas doesn't win this time. I don't have to be objective here, because Strategas has won the last 3 online tournaments. So somebody else should win. Either Pythagoras, Good Lord Est, or Zincon. I'm fine with everybody, because Strategas has won a little bit too much. Now it's time to learn some humility and maybe get a few L's here and there. But that's not for me to decide. That's for them to play, and for them to show. Oh, and Half-Life gone with just like, I don't know, with 2 hits, and it's pressing buttons all wrong times, sidewalls everywhere, and perfect, really fast, perfect with like 10 seconds plus frames. Oh, nice sidestep there, but weird trade, which goes better for Dragunov. Oh, plus frames, weirdly, actually it didn't touch, it seemed to be weird. Breed is not ducking the second hit on the Dragunov, which is, I'm guessing, 3-4. And that is actually launch punishable, but very few characters in the game are able to launch punish that. Oh, nice sidestep from Strategas. Oh, yeah, I got the idea what Pythagoras wanted to do, but since Strategas didn't touch him, so whiff recovery was quite fast. Breed needs to duck the second hit there, because otherwise Strategas will keep pulling him with that string. So, oh, and we might be done here. Yeah, now Strategas changed the gear. He just decided he's not going to try, block all these things. I'm just making Pythagoras block, and it worked out. 3 really fast rounds, 1-1 like the first game didn't happen. So right now, both players are actually in the same boat. So Pythagoras now needs to figure out how to get back to the, to the space, to the base, everything that worked out in the first game, where, he actually kind of took it pretty well. Well, it was quite of one-sided in the first game, and one-sided in the second game. But the second game was a little bit scary in a way for Pythagoras, because it seems that Strategas might figure it out. That Pythagoras might not know actually that you can duck the second hit, from that Dragunov move there. But we'll see. And the next game is really important one. If by chance, let's say Pythagoras gets 2-1 ahead, then it changes a lot of things. But if Strategas gets 2-1, I'm guessing, then it kind of shows, for me at least, that the Strategas is all figured out. Well, Pythagoras is kind of a weird player. I'm not gonna lie, he has his own understanding about a lot of things in fighting games, and he uses those. He don't really want to learn. I have tried to teach him a lot of things, but he has his own ways. So now I'm just letting him do, you know, things the way he wants them to do, and that's usually actually how it should be. Everybody should find their own thing and just try to make the maximum out of all of these things. And yeah, and the Pythagoras is mostly offensive. A little secret here. So he's the defensive part in Tekken isn't that great, but if you let him attack, then yeah, you can lose like Strategas lose in the first game. So we are without walls. So I'm actually not really sure which one of these is better. Oh, really sneaky sweep there. He cancelled from the two glider, but nice timed armor, which is mid armor, and gives Lily a nice combo. That is plus frames, but I don't understand why Brit keeps going for the sweep. Oh, we might be done here. And it kills, yes. Little bit too much buttons from Brit, and that one sweep that worked one time, that didn't work the second time, and gave all the momentum for Strategas. And well, that's actually what I think Brit should do, you know, keep more space, because Lily has a lot of normals and has a huge range. Lily has quite a good arsenal of, you know, actual like natural strings. So Lily has a lot of stuff, and of course Lily is one of the best characters in the game to crush a lot of things. But yeah, right now it seems Strategas is just letting Brit hang himself, and Brit is doing a pretty good job in it. You know, pretty good job of that. Just hanging, kind of hanging himself with a lot of things that he shouldn't be doing, and of course counter it from running to the one of the favorite things every Dragon Ball player just loves. And the weird thing is that you actually have to sidestep left when Dragunov is near you, which is, you know, the other side that you would want to step with the right-handed move. Oh, Strategas didn't break that, but now nice delay there, waiting again Brit to hang himself, and Brit did exactly that. Okay, so let's update the score. It's now 2-1, and Brit now needs to figure out something. And well, I would think, you know, the first thing that he needs to do is just stop killing himself, pretty much, jumping into a lot of these weird and I don't know, like doing these things that just aren't working, like whiffing a lot of attacks, which just gives so many things for Strategas. So it might be a last game if Pythagoras doesn't change a lot of things. So while this game is loading, let's take a little. Let's do some forecasting, because if you watch the brackets here, that means Syncon or Good Lord Est, one of these players are not going to be in top 3. And for example, let's say if Good Lord Est is able to win Syncon and Strategas is able to win Pythagoras, and Good Lord Est then wins Pythagoras, then we would have Strategas, Good Lord Est in grand finals, which we already saw today. Well, we didn't see it, but you know, it was here. Then like the score wise, for example, if Strategas would win, he would share the first place with Jackler, and Good Lord Est from the second place would get 100 points, which would actually put him into the fourth place. So most definitely we are seeing, you know, a lot of changes here, and Strategas is actually the only one that can change the first two places here. So Strategas is already guaranteed himself 70 points. Even if he loses all the games here from now, he will get 70 points, or Pythagoras gets 70 points. So Okay, let's see. Now we have several four floor breaks here, and Strategas starts pulling with the running two, which is always a good thing to do. It's nothing hurt, nothing gained, but Pythagoras needs to duck the second hit there. Needs to duck the second hit, and Lily has many launchers that she can utilize to punish that. Oh, that is launch punishable, but like I said before, not many characters can really punish that. But yeah, Breed is now more calm, which is smart. He's waiting and going, but now it's just going in, and that will do a lot of damage. Dropped combo there. Oh, and that is natural combo. The first two hits are natural, no matter what. So Breed got the first round, although it's little bit started to slip away. So I'm just hoping that Breed can hold this pace and we can take this to the last to the last game of the set. So Strategas might steal this. It's just one move, yeah, and it's done. If Strategas don't drop it, and Breed once again gave round away. He's choking a little bit with the last, pixel, and Strategas, it seems to be more experienced player here, just takes advantage of it. Oh, missed opportunity. Oh, yeah, badly timed sweep. Strategas didn't do anything, then just waited. That's punishable. That's actually launch punishable string. I'm guessing Pythagoras doesn't know that he can actually hop kick that. Yeah, the Strategas is waiting and kind of. Oh, nice break there. Oh, that reached. Oh my god. Pythagoras now can. Oh yeah, the wrong ender there. Nice break, but now we'll see something. Breed actually has a strong low that can kill O and it's death. Breed hasn't used one of the main lows that Lily players actually have, which is down back 3 and 4. Oh, Breed now pressing buttons all the wrong times, and just 55% already gone. It's like a couple of seconds into their round. Oh yeah, now just the Strategas uses the fact that Breed doesn't know, I'm guessing, anything about this matchup, and just presses buttons on the wrong time. And if you don't know, then Tekken normals in this game take huge damage. They just take huge damage. So yeah. So anyway, Thanatos can stay because Synchron is the next one to play. So I'm kicking Breed. We are seeing Breed soon, but at the moment, Thanatos, like I said, can stay because, but he already left. I need to invite him again. No, not you. Thanatos, where is here? So now we are doing a sync on and Cooler Test for the next game, which let me update the brackets. 3-1 to Strategas. So Strategas now has guaranteed himself 100 points at least, being in the grand finals. So he cannot be, in a better position that he has at the moment to take the 4th online tournament in a row, which also puts him into the lead as the most tournament wins for a player, if anybody care for that. So I need to change some names here. Let's see that player 1 is Syncon and player 2 is Good Lord Est. Good Lord Est actually wanted to join us in the Latvia, but I'm guessing something came up and he wasn't able to be there. But yeah, hopefully we are having more of these also more offline tournaments, because online is fun, but offline is even more fun. Just somebody needs to organize those things, and somebody needs to shut those huge speakers up. So it seems that the Good Lord has already found time to play the game. I actually thought that he just got the game. Okay, so let's take a quick look to the brackets while um, it is loading, and I'm really hoping that once again that I can actually see the game, because the Tekken Online it can happen that you are just for some reason not available to win. So one of these players now, Syncon and Kudor Dest, if you can see on the losers round 1 there, Syncon and Kudor Dest, this is the game we are doing now, which is top 4. Once again, this is best of 5, and one of these players won't be making it to top 3. So this is actually an interesting thing because I don't know if they have been playing like if they are or if they have played before. I don't know, but uh, so Good Lord is playing with Claudio and Syncon, of course, with. Okay, so I need to change the flags here, and yeah, okay, much better. So here we go. Now I have everything, better and the setup for the game. So this is actually a really interesting matchup. I would love to see how how these two play. In my opinion, they should be very similar, in their like way how they approach the game. So I can't really make predictions here. So oh, no punish there. Both have really good rage drive. Yeah, but that's going to kill. That low is going to kill. Yeah, it's like the Steve stance is so weird. I can never myself. I can never understand if he's ducking or it's like stance or what's going on there. And all Claudio combos that are always the same, no matter where you are, and 50% gone like that. The danger of Claudio and the fact that you can't really punish Claudio on a lot of things that he's doing. So you need to either sidestep or duck at the right moments to get the nice punish on things that Claudio does. Oh, nice break there from Good Lord Est. Well, Good Lord is like highly defensive player actually. He's not going in that much. He's waiting a lot of things for opponent to do wrong, which if you know that, you can use that against him, and that's the reason why I'm guessing he, like right now, he's just giving away his turns. And yeah, and once again he just like in the first round he just kind of stopped attacking, which worked, and started waiting something, and Syncon took advantage of that, and that's what happens. And yeah, if Syncon takes the one more round, well, this round, then it's done. Oh, okay, that converts it to combo. Nice. I didn't know that. Lows, meets, and lows and meets, classical. And one more low, or just any jab, and Syncon takes the first game. So who knows? Who knows what can happen here? Well, the first 2 rounds they both started similar, like they both had Good Lord going in, getting a nice strong combo, like Okies and stuff. But for some reason he just stops attacking and then he backs off and let Syncon collect the momentum. And when he gets the momentum running, he just wins, and then that's what happens. Anyway, in the last tournament, if people watched the stream or have watched the brackets or stuff, then you saw that Syncon went into losers by Rusky. He lost, I think, 2-1 to Rusky, and then I sent him home 3-1. So Syncon is now searching retribution because now in the group stage, Pythagoras 2-1 sent him to loser's side. So at the moment, Syncon hasn't had a very good streak against three different Estonians. So he's now like searching for that revenge, and sadly, Good Lord either gives him that revenge or he adds some more salt. Who knows? Yeah. So Good Lord now went back to Shaheen, which, well, it is his main character. He's more comfortable with that, but I still think he's much better with Claudia. But you know, as it is, people play with characters that they are comfortable with, and nobody really cares about it here because Tekken 7 is quite balanced game overall. You can win with every character, everybody. Oh, nice, just nice counter. Oh, drop the combo. Shaheen has universal combo in the wall that breaks walls and everything, so quite damage. Oh, it's the range! Oh my god, really? Oh, and a lot of damage from Steve. Steve just with that one combo took it back. Now, Good Lord is a little bit like taking too slow, choking a little bit. Ah, and got hit with that armor. Sad. Sadly, and Syncon stole once again. Like exactly the same thing that we saw in the uh, last game. That Good Lord gives away his turn, like he did at the moment with the slide. You know, after the slide, it is kind of like Shaheen's Oki or Shaheen's turn, but he's just slowly backed away. Uh, well, he's careful, you know. Careful play is crucial, but sometimes you just need to show that you are willing to do a lot of stuff and confuse your opponent. Poof, nice side movement from Syncon. Plus frames, mid, and it's dead. So it's 5 rounds straight now for Syncon. Although like each of the rounds, you know, they kind of seem to be going both ways, but Syncon just gets that one momentum and just goes in, and it all works out. And just without even noticing, Half-Life is gone, like really fast. Steve just pokes it away, and now back against the wall, and 2-0 really fast. And I don't know, I don't know, I don't know what's Good Lord to do here. Well, I know the Good Lord doesn't like to play on the right side, which is maybe, you know, one of the problems here. That there are some people that don't like, you know, playing on different sides. I actually get confused with the sides when, you know, when uh, best of five, best of five, best of five. I'm hoping. How do I write here? Best of five. I'm hoping they saw that. Top 4 is best of 5. Oh, so if Senko wins this, he has another chance against Pythagoras to redeem himself, and Good Lord now needs to change something. Well, one thing is he shouldn't actually stop the offensive. He just goes into defensive, but it really clearly doesn't work. Steve just pokes and pretty much, you know, just pretty much does what he wants. Let's be honest here. And Good Lord just needs to, you know, I don't know, figure it out. Okay, so while they are doing it, let me check the timetable here. And oh yes, for some reason my it seems that there is something wrong with my HDMI cable, but it's coming back at the in a few seconds, so don't worry. I can change it right now. It seems that it might one of the cables might be damaged a little bit, but I noticed too late during the stream. But hopefully, you know, it won't bother us in the crucial moments. Yeah, oh, where is the hop kick? Yeah, Synchron made a mistake there, and good lord actually could have gotten a nice launcher there. But it seems the good lord are like he's afraid to go in. Like for some reason he's just afraid to go in and Synchron 7 rounds straight. 7 rounds straight. So we might actually see here 9-0. 9 rounds straight, pretty like, and 60% gone like that and more. Almost in rage. Oh, nice up kick there. Now maybe he gets some momentum because Shaheen can do a lot of damage as well. So life bar is almost equal. Nice punish. And one more mix up there. Oh, he would have had. Yeah, he choked. He's not doing anything. Yeah, he's choking hard because there was a moment when just Steve whiffed there. He would have just went with the rage drive and gotten the round, but he just started working back with no backdashing, nothing, just working back. And Zincon just doing the same thing that the Strategas did to Protagoras, just pressing a lot of buttons, forcing, you know, his will on, and already in rage. Steve with full health, pretty much full health. Oh, that's a bad trade, and the combo 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 9 rounds straight, and too bad. The Nasus, please don't go away. I might think Protagoras there. Now you're warmed up, and hopefully you can turn this around. Okay, so now I'm going to, and Good Lord Est already started the PC version. I'm seeing him here that the Good Lord started playing Tekken on Steam. He immediately, I'm guessing, shut off the PlayStation and went in. So 3-0 over Good Lord Est. Good Lord now needs to watch the game and figure out why he gives away his turn voluntarily. Like, he needs to keep his turn, which is point of every fighting game. Keep your turn as long as you can without taking a lot of risks. You can risk sometimes, but it needs to be reasonable amount of risk against a reasonable amount of safe moves. So here you can see that the game that we're doing right now is losers finals, Pythagoras and Synchron. So if Pythagoras wins this, it will be the first week in our online tournaments where we don't have two Lithuanians in grand finals. In first week, if I'm doing a quick refreshing here, in the first week we had Strategas and Klepto. Second and third week we had Strategas and Synchron, and we are quite close to having a third week in a row Strategas and Synchron grand finals. So let's quickly recap from the offline tournament where actually Synchron won 2-0 Strategas, sending him home, off the tournament. So which was a little bit surprising, after considering everything. Okay, so now the game is loading and we can get into the game in a second. Okay, so here we go. Synchron is there, I just need to change one name here and we'll see how it now goes. In the group stage, Pythagoras actually won 2-1. So let's see how it now goes, because Synchron has now played 3 rounds straight. He's sitting next to or near to Stratega, so most likely they are there, sharing intel, and the Strategas can, share his intel. That was what he learned about how Pythagoras plays. And yeah, the first round was quite fast. Oh, that back one, that's nasty, nasty. Steve's back one, really. Oh, and he stepped into that armor. Really slow launch punishable armor, but it is mid and a launcher. So launching armor, very very Tekken thing, not, not at all Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, Oh, and yeah, Synchron did the right thing there by not standing up, or otherwise it would have been a combo. And who knows where Steve is going to go from there. Because Steve can block while being in the stance, one of the characters that has the ability to block while being in a stance. So you need to be careful, when you're pressing buttons, because Steve, of course, uh, can win. So I was just reading the comments here from Goodlordes that he threw the PS4 into the trash, just out of the window. And he says that he has only one round against Synchron in the last 6 matches they have played. So it seems that Synchron has a pretty good idea of the way uh, Good Lord is playing. Oh, and that move is actually -1 on hit, which is a thing that people should know. But Lily sidestep is so fast that pressing buttons there is still really dangerous. And while I'm talking here, of course, Synchron and just took the first game pretty convincingly, and seems at the moment, if Pythagoras doesn't change anything, we are moving to another Lithuanian grand finals here. Okay, so while we once again we are waiting for these things, let's just take a quick look on overall standings just to refreshen the things that Härra Lahe is still in top 7. Think about that. 1 second place to an offline tournament is enough points to still be in top 7. And then the Junfei immediately with second place on offline tournament, top 8, or top 7, because they all have the same amount of points. So that's the reason why you should take part in offline tournaments, and you should, and if anybody's there and feeling that Latvia and Lithuania doesn't have enough offline tournaments, then of course you are free to make your own. Just let me know, and we'll figure out how to stream it and things like that, and fine, why not, we will add the scores here as well. Okay, so we are about to start with the second game. Okay, now we're moving to the Dragon's Nest, so a little bit more room. It's octagonal stage, so losers finals, and just a quick reminder, and a long syncing process. I'm just hoping that it's not throwing me, away from the game, or that we're not getting any error, because that has happened and it will happen at one point again. Tekken 7 Online isn't, the best one in the last, I don't know, decade. So issues with this thing, of course. Lot long syncing process, long syncing process. Let's just stare at the brackets while hopefully something happens, on the second screen. It keeps syncing. I'm guessing I won't be seeing the game. I'm just hoping that they are playing the game and something happens, but at the moment it's just this one here, syncing, or how the fuck do you say that? Anyway, since we're not seeing the game, I'm just hoping that they are playing the game. That is always the danger of online gaming. Okay, and now some error happened. Okay, so it seems that we had an error. I'm inviting him again. Yeah, it happens. I'm just hoping it happened before, you know, before they actually started playing. So, did they actually play or what happened? Because is it still 1-0 or you know what happened? I'm just asking. Okay, I'm guessing it's you know still 1-0, but yeah, I can't really um, confirm that because it seems you know they are both playing. Like Breed needs to accept the game or what the fuck is happening here? Okay, yeah, Breed now said that. Um, okay, he left again. What the fuck is happening? Okay, what the fuck is happening? It's so retarded that I can't go into AFK or you know whatever. It's just I don't know who fucking makes these games, but you know they should add some basic shit to the game, like changing buttons in fucking online lobby or whatever. It's so ridiculous. I don't know. And we can't have AFK. Just have to wait out the timer. It's like what the hell. Yeah, I'm just asking what the hell is going on. He says that there's some weird error or something. Um, oh, the online and PS4. I don't know if we should make another PS4 tournament because the players that actually asked for PS4 tournaments are the ones that are not here and are the ones that are not taking part. Okay, so now he took the game, so I'm hoping it will actually work out this time. It's 1-0. It should be at least. Okay, now it's syncing. So let's pray to you know whatever God everybody has, and hope that this will hold up. Yeah, I've never made a secret about that. I'm not a fan of Tekken 7 Online. It's one of the worst in fighting games I've seen in like 10 years. And yeah, there is no options for single player except pretty much ranked because the player match are shitty, you know. And yeah, now for some reason my HDMI is doing some tricks, but that's only temporary. Okay, another try now. Abandoned Temple this time. One of my favorite stages actually. You know, on the PC version I have actually a nice mod there. But yeah, when we're streaming, I'm not using actually the modded version because I had a lot of issues with the modded version crashing more than the regular one. Anyway, so second game of the set now. Oh yeah, if you he pre-dropped the combo. It's a huge launcher, one of the strongest, if not the strongest launcher that Lily has. You can literally take 60% off and you know get a nice strong wall carry as well. Oh, he went for the sweep, but Syncon likes to press buttons a lot. That's one of Syncon, Syncon's big weakness. He presses way too much buttons, and well, I kind of understand. Steve has a lot of fast counter hits, like mids and highs, and his normals have natural tracking on both sides, so Steve player can get away with a lot of free buttons in many cases, but still. Oh, nice sidestep there from Zincon. Oh, now he's just feeling himself because of the buttons, and of course it works out. And two really fast rounds, really fast rounds. Zincon wants to get this thing done and fast. Oof. Yeah, that was another mid armor there. Well, that's one of the things that Brit actually can do. He can hit people with that armor. I have played Lily myself, and I wasn't never able to find the place where you can actually do that armor, So, oh, the last active frames from that slide, and Brit gets the first round on the scoreboard. Oh, and that is nice, sweet armor there. Not optimal combo, not nearly optimal, but still quite 35%. Oof, that is one good down forward to back turn. Oh, Syncon is not tucking second hit. What the hell is going on? Wow, Syncon is not tucking second hit. I'm guessing Syncon doesn't know Lily matchup, so that's actually one thing that Brit now should use. Oh, if he would have finished the combo there. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh, that's not that much, but still. Everything that Lily does will be a combo. It doesn't matter if you're jumping or ducking or whatever. It will still connect into combo. Oh, missed the forward 2 there, and no break there, and one more hit, and pre-pressed buttons to 0. Although the second game looked much better now. Much better now. Brit started to find, some kind of pace there. He's he was more like he pressed more buttons and waited out some of the things, and but yeah, he didn't believe in some of the places there. So so one more game if Syncon wins, and 3 more games if Brit is able to bring this back. But at the moment, Syncon has taken 5 rounds straight, 3 from Good Lord, and now 2 games from Pythagoras. So one more game, and we are getting, which is now a classical grand finals in online tournaments, Syncon versus Strategas. But we are still not there. We have seen this already when Rusky was behind 2-0, and then turned it around 6 games straight, making it look like practice mode. But Pythagoras is not Rusky, and Syncon is not Young Fei, so different people, different day, different platform. Well, not different platform, same platform, but a different environment, not offline. So everybody is playing, at their homes, comfortable chairs. Well, or whatever chairs Tenosas has at his home, because Strategas and Syncon are both there. Okay. So it might be the last game, or we are seeing more. So it all depends if Pythagoras can turn this around, because Syncon does seem to have the number, does seem to have Pythagoras' number, and now the only hope is that there's a way to take this to the last game. I really love the last game clashes, but stronger player will win, so we will see. Syncon 2-0 loses finals. This is Tekken 7 PS4 online number 4, so second time on the PS4. So another costume for Lily. I'm guessing Brit has a lot of different costumes for Lily. Nice counter hit launcher once again. No floor break. I'm guessing he miscalculated the floor there. Okay, nice parry now, and seems that Syncon is getting more and more comfortable with each passing game and round, and it's done. Low and into a 1-2 throw, which is 1+2 break. Oh, back turn. Actually, this is a pretty good setup for steel players, but Zincon wasn't ready for there, and Breed doesn't know what to do, what to press. And here we go. Set point for Zincon now. So it might be that that Breed is out of gas or as they say, out of ammo. Oh, that's punishable. That is punishable move. Oh yeah, not slipping into that armor again. And it might be done actually. And it's done, 3-0. Okay, now is the thing that since they are in the same room using the same PlayStation, I am doing this little thing that we actually need to do, a game share. So I will update the brackets. Pythagoras takes third place once again, like the last online tournament. So Zincon 3-0 over Pythagoras, and the grand finals once again is between those two. Okay, so while we are checking this beautiful screen here, the Lithuanian grand finals on the 4th time in a row. Now my only hope is that Zincon can destroy Strategas like he did at WinterCon, because they played offline there. They're playing offline now. So we'll see how it turns out. Okay. And it takes a little bit here, but I am making a party with them, and hopefully we can go into the game share, which is hard for the internet, but it worked fine the last time. I'm hoping that it will work this time as well. Now let's see, where does he hide? Okay, let's see if they have written me something here. But yeah, now we are waiting for the grand finals. So hopefully he's going to share play. Okay. And the moment we have a screen here, we are hopefully the internet holds up. I'm really skeptical about a lot of these um, online stuff, but so far they have worked so and so. So question is, what can happen here? Anyway, now it seems that we are ready to go. So if you are listening to stream, or if you're seeing this, go ahead and start with the games. I don't have voice chat. Oh yeah, you can just go right now. They have other screens before them, but you can start the games. Okay, I'll write them that they can start the games. Okay. Okay, so once again, grand finals, Tekken 7 Online, week number 4. So that means if Strategas wins the 4th time in a row, he's earned 600 points from online tournaments, and people say that you can't earn points, not playing offline. That's completely wrong. And yeah, so far Estonians and Lithuanians have dominated the Tekken scene here on the Baltics. Only pretty much the only player that has like shown any kind of danger is Yunfei, which is expected. But Yunfei is the most known player Latvians have, and the best player, as people say. Okay, so player one is Syncon with Steve. He's not really changing that much. And on the player two we have Strategas, and Strategas is on the winner's side, of course. That means that Syncon has a lot of work to do if he wants to turn this around. Strategas have been on the loser side once again, like once before, but then he reset and he made a full comeback against Syncon. So we'll see how it will turn out, this time. Oh, their PlayStation doesn't have the lower health bars, but it doesn't matter. We can still see. Anyway, Syncon is quite warmed up. He played 3 games with Good Lord, now 3 games with Pythagoras, while Strategas just sat and watched there, planning his next win. And yeah, Syncon will duck those Dragunov strings there. Oh, that's punishable. And he punished, nice. Again, you can actually duck the last hit there, but it's always risky because Dragunov has so many good staggers. He's overall very good character. I'm always bothered by any this Dragunov player. Nice punish. Oh, beautiful body. Syncon is in the zone. Syncon is in a zone. A second. Okay, Syncon takes the first game 1-0, and since we are now watching their game offline, rematches and everything are so much faster. Rematch immediately, which is, I don't think that Stratega should be doing at the moment, because momentum clearly is on the Syncon side. And there we go, 4 rounds straight, and Stratega is just, I don't know, confused. He needs to break the momentum that Syncon just has built up with the games from the loser's side. That's always a danger when somebody comes from the loser side. They get more games than the one who's sitting on the grand finals. They get more games and they get to play the best players at the tournament. So they always pretty much like get nice warm up and nice momentum. So it's a winner's like job to break that momentum and to create their own. But it's really hard to do if you play against that kind of momentum. And the Syncon has 5 rounds straight and doesn't really care. Oh, no duck there. He just pressed buttons. Oh, nice interrupt with dick punch. And another thing that Syncon really loves to do, those dick punches. So parries and top kicks and side steps will punish those things. Doesn't matter. 6 rounds straight. Nobody cares. 2-0. Go home, Strategas. Go home. Start working, because this will be a fast reset if Strategas won't change here. But this is actually what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping Syncon gets the win here. Syncon has been gunning the win, quite a while now, and hopefully today is the day, because let's be honest, Strategas has won so many Tekken tournaments. Oh, 7 rounds straight, come on. Strategas starts looking free here. But we all know that's not true. Oh, if running 2 meets Steve's back 1, at least now we know, who's going to win that. Oh, the damage. 4 hits at the wall. Like, there is like button inputs, or what the hell is going on here? I don't know, it seems so weird that Strategas is like doing those weird staggers. Okay, one more mix up here. Oh, Syncon didn't bite. 8 rounds straight. We might actually be seeing reset within like the true 3 minutes. So, which would be insane. I don't know what Strategas is thinking. Is he thinking, or what kind of trick are they doing here? Like a friendly throw away game, just to give more points to Syncon. I don't know, but at the moment 3-0, and now they are both in losers. I don't know. It seems so weird. Strategas usually doesn't play like that, so um, weird. The first set was really weird. Zincon just straight up 3-0, really super fast, like super fast. So weird, so weird. I don't know. So maybe Strategas now starts to play like the first set seemed to be like a gift for Zincon in a way, like, oh yeah, okay, take this set back and let's start even. I don't know. So now it's 10 rounds straight for Zincon. That's the last hit is high there. You need to duck that because that string is only -2 or something. So it's really good string Dragunov has. Oh, nice, beautiful sidestep. Beautiful sidestep. Oh, almost got it. And Strategas finally after 10 straight lost rounds, he gets one on the board. Finally. I was, starting to worry that it's going to be 100% free. Although, yeah, it's true, I kind of want to have a new winner, but still, that doesn't mean that I want people giving away games. Oh, that shoulder almost always changes sides, and doesn't matter. Strategas is thinking, I want that 150 points, so earn it. No break there. Oh, nice block on the low, and that low has weirdly long range, because Steve's arms aren't that, I don't know, long, but the reach always surprises. Oh, nice staggering here, which is how you should be playing Dragunov, the king of staggers in this game. Running 2 blast frames, another blast frames. Oh, mix up, and it's dead. 2 and 2. So we're going to the final round of the first game after reset. So both players are now in losers, and a reminder that this is now the last set. Winner of this set will win the tournament, the 4th Tekken 7 online tournament of this league. It will be the last online tournament of this month actually, so no more online tournaments in Tekken this month, and no more offline actually as well, as far as I know, because no Tekken 7 tournaments are being held everywhere here. So now we're doing a little break. People can practice, people can do some games, because the breaks, actually, let's be honest, that the breaks only reason is that I just don't have time, because now is the due date for my next child. And anyway, while I'm talking here about more important things, Zincon now takes the lead in the set after 4 straight games against Strategas. And Strategas just goes in, and it seems so weird, like, it just seems weird to me that he's not going to for the character changes or stage changes or anything just to break the momentum. He just keeps giving. Plus frames, stagger. Oh, nice staggers here. He wants to make Steve duck, so. Oh yeah, just staggering and poking till they die. Plus frames again, down 2. Now we're starting to see a Dragunov that we all know and hate. Oh, nice, beautiful sidestep there. Like, and now it's Tekken. People are sidestepping. We are seeing throw breaks and damage, and the damage that crazy Russian can do. And yeah, in the second game, Dragunov and Strategas both cooperating to defeat that Steve. But it seems that Strategas has taken control. Now the last rounds we are just seeing Strategas doing the things that we have seen him do so many times. Oh, nice 1-2 punish there. Ooh, and Strategas' offline tournament in WinterCon actually went this way, that Yunfei sent Strategas to losers, and Zincon here sent Strategas to home. So Oh, nice mix up there. And Half-Life just gone. No, Dragunov can do damage. And wall carry. Nice, beautiful wall combo with flip power. And that's a nasty thing in the corner. 1-1. So Strategas is not giving this away. So that's a good news at least. And here they say that that Dragon of String is plus, but I'm not really sure that it actually is plus. Well, I haven't checked, you know, the Tekken 7 data, but if I remember correctly, in previous Tekken it was like -2 or something. But it doesn't really matter. It's you still have to duck it, because even if it's -2 might as well be plus, because Dragunov has good buttons, you can sidestep a lot of shit, and the range on that rage. Oh my god, that's a huge range, and no break this time. Well, Steve also has better throw mix-up than a character like Gigas. I'm making a Gigas jokes here because Gigas is a long arm grappler who doesn't have throw mix-up. Ooh, and just buttons, exactly how you should be playing this character. Like, there is no excuse to not press buttons if you're Dragon player. Just go in, show your opponent what kind of beautiful strings and buttons you have. Oof, punish. Plus frames, down 2. Plus frames again. Oh, down forward 1. Oh, just beautiful staggers all over the place. Nice punish from the armor there. One more hit from Steve. Oh, he waited for that low. And no fall. Weird. No wall break there. He went for the, wall break, but weirdly enough it just flew away from the wall. Doesn't matter now. Sinkon is on the match point here. Almost. He needs a little bit more to get the lead on this set here. Oh, a nice duck. Whiffed on the first hit, duck on the second hit. Now he needs. Oh no, he gets nothing here, and it should be done. So last round. 1-1, second game, third game, we are going to the last round. So, this should be more even actually, everything considered, how much these two play together, it should be really close. They have everything like really close. They pretty much like rankings, and I'm guessing they leave close as well. So Strategas actually now takes the lead 2-1. Stole the last game from Sinkon. So if Strategas wins now, then that means that we get to see the same winner again. So if Strategas wins this, he's going to be sharing the first place with me with 670 points. But the place doesn't really matter as long as you're in the top 7 and you get the place in finals. But it matters that much that the placing in the final brackets is really important, because the first player plays with the 8th player, etc. The second player plays with the 7th, and etc. So the higher you are placed before the finals means the lower ranked player most likely you are playing against in the first round, or something like that. You can see the way it's distributed in the rules. I don't know it by heart. Anyway, while I'm talking here, as Strategas is 2 rounds away from the tournament win, but Sinkon has other plans in mind, because he really wants that win. And I agree, it would be time for somebody else to taste some victory here. Okay, while they are going in and crazy, I'm just trying to see what points for who, so then I can do a little calculations here after this is done. And Sinkon is almost there to take it to the final game, but that's now Oh, the range again! It's so long. It's really long. It's a final game. Ladies and gentlemen, the final game. Winner of this game will win this tournament, and Sincon is once again really close. He has been here before. He has been in grand finals, both losers last game before. We have seen this before, but last time, like every time so far, Star Strategas has won this. So, holy my god, life has melted away. One more hit. Oh, nice waiting. Little bit, just little bit waiting there, and nice meet to close the first round. Oh, no picked up there, but almost. Oh, what what is Strategas doing? What are they drinking there? Is the question. What kind of drinks Tornadoes is offering? So are they with the Tornadoes today, or they're just using his PlayStation? Who knows? But doesn't matter. Sync on tournament point. Sync on is on tournament point, ladies and gentlemen. We might see something here. We might see Strategas not winning today, which is something uh, we always love to see. Uh, Oof, plus frames almost there. Another plus frames. Oh, that string is heavily punishable if you're not finishing it, which Strategas thing too. Plus frames, he's waiting there. Plus frames. Oh, nice stick punch. Sometimes stick punches work, but still have to be careful with those. Oh, it's strong low. That is punish. Nice break. Oh, oh, no. Oh, one more hit. Fucking hell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so Strategas is still in this. I'm just hoping Syncon is not choking. That Syncon can finish what he started, and that he's not going to choke. Please don't choke here, because I want to print that nice diploma with Syncon on there and first place. Oh, come on! Oh no! One more hit. Or no more. Oh, beef and final round. Come on! Please, come on. Don't be like this. Nice punish. Oh, oh. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, why? Damage. Oh, side wall. Side wall came to help, and now it's Syncon's opportunity. Nice punish. Oh, one more hit. Oh, baited. Baited. Oh. So, yeah, I'm not biased or anything. Okay, Syncon wins now, and 3-2. Syncon wins. 3-2. Syncon wins. Anyway, I'm going to update the brackets here. I'm closing the the hosting thing, and we'll talk about the scores and stuff in a second, and just make sure that I end this here. So Syncon was able to Syncon was able to bring this back. So here we see the score 3-2, and I'll do then updates as well here. It was freakishly close. Holy fucking my English is bad. Anyway, so now I can end the tournament, and we get the nice results here on the screen in a second. Okay, here you can see Supreme Champion finally Syncon destroying, well, not destroying, winning Strategas, and third place once again for Pythagoras. Pythagoras is collecting those top threes quite nicely, where he gets all those points and stuff. Anyway, so that means that Syncon is getting 150 points, Strategas is getting 100, Pete 70, and Seam or Good or Test is getting 45 points. So let's check some scores here. What will happen now? That the result is that Shackler keeps the 670 points, of course. Strategas is now on the second place with 620 points. Rusky is now 600 and can play on online tournaments if needed to be. But, he usually doesn't, but he can now if he wants to. And Zincon gets 150 points. That means that he has now 475 points. 475 points and on the fourth place as he is right now. Pythagoras gets a nice 70 points, so Pythagoras now has 385 points on the fifth place. And Coolordest adds 45 points to his account, so that means that he has 310 points. So, yeah, the score difference isn't really that big. So who knows when the last tournament is going to, when the next tournaments are going to be? On February, we will have most likely both PC tournaments now, not PS4 ones. I'm guessing I'm doing at least two PC online tournaments. It's in Estonia we're going to have two offline tournaments as well, if I remember correctly, for the February. But there no more this month till the end of the month, when the last day on the 31st we are going to have a Soul Calibur 6 online. Also, Street Fighter 5 is now coming as well. So Street Fighter 5 as crossplay, between PC and PlayStation 4. So Street Fighter 5 online tournaments are coming, but yeah, Tekken is the main game for the season. So that's it. Thanks everybody who took part in this tournament, and thanks to Wife Lord for joining the tournament in the last moment. Thanks Zachary for finally deciding to have the game. Hopefully more Latvian players join in as well, because not only Yunfei can play, there are more players. They just, I don't know, they maybe need to have more tournament experience, who knows. It's just matter of taking part and trying and playing and getting part. I was really hoping that Crazy joins in and we can see his Akuma. So who knows, maybe next time. But that's it for today, and the videos and scores and everything will be up maybe like tonight, tomorrow, so check the Discord in Estonian League. Then in Estonian Discord you have the special server, league, or check our website where you see the past tournaments. You go on the tournament, you can see all the brackets, the video links, and everything are there as well. So everything is checkable. Every stats and every scores are recheckable, which is the point. And just check them, and we will see you in the next time. So, and meanwhile, if you have information about Latvian and Lithuanian offline tournaments somewhere, please let me know, and I would like to make arrangements so that it would be streamed, things like that, and that we would have more tournaments for the Baltic region. Anyway, that's it, and I'm sorry, the commentator, if anybody's asking, is VG Jackler. So that was one thing that people have said to me, who the fuck is commentating? So yeah, VG Jackler, the amazing English language speaker here, commentating. So that's it. Anyway, that's it, and I'm going to put my kids to sleep, and we will see you next time.